You averaged 24 points your freshman year, which is like, who does that? And then, you have an Elite Eight, you have a Final Four, you have these amazing experiences. And then COVID hit your junior year, when you ended up graduating. I know.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of talk about what you guys would have done that year. So if COVID happened, do you guys think you would have won the Natty?
Yes.
Yes. See, I knew that was going to be your answer. 100%.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I had to play you guys, 3 times that year? It was like, how do you scout these people? It was horrible. It was actually...
Yeah, no, it was a lot. But I mean, you guys were really the ones that we were also really trying to prepare for. So it was always a battle with Stanford. Always.
Please, you guys won by like 30 or something.
We were on a mission.
Presented by State Farm. Welcome back to Sometimes I Hoop. Today we've got another bucket on the pod, 2-time All-Star, Pac-12 legend, number 2 pick in the 2020 draft, and AP Most Improved Player, none other than Satou Sabally. Thank you for hopping on the pod.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, of course. We'll just jump into the landscape right now. Playoffs are here, and you guys clinch your spot by taking the W against Indiana, where you had a career high of 40 points and 7 threes, which is the first person to ever do that, playing less than 30 minutes. So just what was that game like, being able to clinch the playoffs, have the biggest game of your career?
I feel like I was just in my zone. It was a game that we really wanted to win, and we just went into like super energetically. And the shots were falling for me and my team was feeding me. And I feel like it was just a game that really clicked. So I feel like after the third quarter, I looked up and they're saying, oh, you need to go for 40. I said, what? I just see the 30 up there. I'm like, all right, okay, let's do this.
All right, then let's do it. I mean, it's clicking. You got to feed the hot hand. And I mean,
you know it.
It's not really a secret. You've been having this amazing season, averaging 18.5 points a game. What's been clicking for you this year compared to previous seasons?
I think it was really everything coming together, the experience, actually being on the court and playing in my first real healthy season. Then comes also the euphoria of actually being able to play and feeling free and knowing what to expect from the game. So I think it really came all together, and I felt finally good on the court, and I knew that, hey, like I belong here. So let me just play the game of basketball that I do.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel that energy from you watching you play. And I got to watch you play at Oregon and then obviously overseas and all these different things, but you're playing with that freedom. And it seems like that's where you're playing best, just being able to be yourself, be the unicorn, do everything that you do out there on the court.
Yes.
So, I mean, headed into, I think this will be your third playoffs. You've been in it prior. What do you feel like you're taking into this year now that you're an experienced, almost vet in the league, just having that underneath your belt?
I think it was just expected. I expected it to be in the playoffs, and I was like, okay. And now I'm here, and I'm like, okay, now I feel like the show begins. Previously, it was such a hard fight to even make it. Like we were the youngest team in the league, so we were just like scratching, and we always made the playoffs then in the end, but it was like really, really hard to get there. And then we were just, okay, now we're in the playoffs and let's see what's going to happen. Now I know what's going to happen. Everyone is just going to turn up and top it up a notch. But I was just impressed by how much the veteran players increased their intensity. The speed was a lot faster, and it was just, you could tell, okay, players, like this is where it gets really serious for the older players. And it kind of hit me out of nowhere at first, but now I know what to expect.
As we head into this point in time, it's also kind of award time. And a big thing that people are talking about right now is the MVP race. So
don't ask me that.
I gotta ask. So who's your prediction for MVP?
It's so hard, and I have a funny perspective on it, because I'm like, obviously, Asia is a bucket. She is unstoppable. Stewie is, to me, legit the best player out here right now. Like, she's so good.
Yeah.
Alyssa Thomas is just dropping triple doubles though, and the talk is not enough around that.
Yeah.
And mind you, you know, with Jones being out, I feel like she's just so valuable because she is still in third place. And I mean, she's in third place in the WNBA, and the other teams have super teams around them. So obviously, the MVP conversation, now we can, you know, go to the definition of it and how you really make that up.
Yeah.
But I don't think Connecticut would be anywhere near where they are right now without Alyssa Thomas. And New York and Vegas, you could argue. They're super teams. So yeah, but kudos to everyone. But I might give it to Alyssa. Just because the triple doubles, it's just not normal. It's just truly not normal. Yeah.
We'll take it back a little bit just into how you got into basketball. So, I mean, you lived in Gambia as a baby and then you moved to Berlin. So how did the ball get into your hands? What was that adjustment like for you moving? Just kind of how was basketball a consistent thing in your life, or how did that work?
Yeah, we traveled around a lot. And once we were in Berlin, I was about 9 years old. And I was just on the playground, and I'm tall. So like I'm with my siblings, and my first coach, she saw us and was just like, because it was right next to the school, and she talked to our mom if we wouldn't want to come to a girls' basketball day. And I didn't know any type of basketball, but I was just there and had so much fun and, you know, learned how to dribble for the first time. And I think since then, I really never really let go from the game. And I just started to love it.
That's amazing. It's crazy how just one person can introduce you to something. And then all of a sudden, here you are in the WNBA having this amazing, it's just that one person, which is so special. Growing up with basketball, did you have the expectation to play pro in Europe, represent Germany, or was the goal to play in the States, or just kind of what were your aspirations growing up with basketball?
At first, I just wanted to have fun and win all the games. So the further I got, and then it was being a German champion, you know, when you're like under 14, you get drafted to the national team. And through the national team, I found out, you know, who the good players are in Germany and where they go after a while. And some would go in like the first division. I only had a second division team in Berlin. So I moved from Berlin to South Germany to play like in the first division when I was 17 in Freiburg. And then I already knew I wanted to go to college because I wanted to graduate from college and do sports. And it's not really easy like that in Germany because we don't have the same setup. Like we don't have an academic center and that works with the sports team. And yeah, we just don't have that same setup. And so I've been really fortunate to go to Oregon and had great 3 years, and it was just great. So I think when I was younger, I just wanted that experience of being able to study and do sports. And then at some point I realized, oh my God, I could go to the league. So that was obviously a dream, but I feel like it came sooner than I thought it would, just because I completed so many steps in between that it seemed so long, but it came really fast.
Yeah. And I mean, you mentioned your time at Oregon, which was an historic career, really. And at Oregon, I mean, I took a visit there. You were my host and all these different things. Like Oregon just has.
I love that, by the way.
I mean, Oregon just has this like amazing culture to support their athletes. Like they have that whole new glass building just for
Jake.
Like it's insane. And so it seems like, you know, did you find the best of both worlds at Oregon and what you're looking for? Because you graduated in 3, which is also very academically impressive. So, what were your years like at Oregon?
I would say busy. I wanted to soak in everything. So for me, freshman year, the language was a thing because I had to learn academic English and, you know, writing papers. So it was just really tiring and a lot. And I'm an overachiever. So I was already in the 300, 400 level international law classes, was humbled.
It happens.
You know, but then throughout the time, I was just able to take a lot of credits because the language just clicked. It was easier for me. So I really prioritized school and wanted to be able to graduate in 3 years. I kind of wanted to just work ahead of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the days are just busy tutoring. Oregon itself was a dream. Like you walk to class and the trees are just towering over you. The air is amazing. And the arena is one of a kind. So I had a great team. I wouldn't do anything different. Like I had a great college experience and the games are self-explanatory.
You just talk about the talent that was on that team. You, Ruthie, Sabrina, then you have somebody like Mignon come in and just be a complete spark. And so having all you guys on that team, what was it like to have so much talent and so much just being able to grow from one another, all those different things? What was that year like with that talented team?
It was so much fun. And I think we had the most competitive practices ever. We would kill each other in practice because we're all just so competitive.
Yeah.
And we would hang out in the apartments all together, afterwards. Like we were so tightly knit through that competitiveness and we were all on the same page of what we wanted to achieve. Yeah. So it was just great. I feel like whatever happened, good or bad, we stuck through it together. And then the worst thing in the world happened and COVID hit. So I guess we stuck really through that. But it was just a great journey. Like really, truly the practices were something that I just remember because we were so competitive and knew what we want.
You're the second overall pick in the 2020 draft coming to Dallas. So what was the biggest adjustment that you had to make for you being who you are, changing your style of play? Well, not really change your style of play, but just had to adjust from college to the pro lifestyle, really.
Yeah. I also switched positions kind of. I was more in the four spot than I was a 3. And I was in a lot of pick and rolls. So I think the physicality of that was a lot for me. And defending people like Stewie, people like Asia, people like Alyssa, like all these people are on the 4th spot. And it was really, Candace Parker was there too. So it was just every day I felt like I was going against a superstar. But but the second time I faced them, I kind of took the things from the first game with me. And I think that's how I continued to learn throughout the season. I learned so much throughout the 3 years just by watching the game. And I think you can learn actually a lot of good basketball from like the WNBA because we have such great play schemes and we play at such a great pace and have to finesse a lot of things. And I learned so much by just playing and watching the league for 3 years.
No, I mean, you're completely right. Like looking at some of these scouting reports and it's like, okay, you're going to guard Diana Taurasi. You're guarding this person.
Yeah.
All right. So the first go round, you're like, what am I supposed to do to slow down these people? Because you're not going to stop them, but like slow it down, make it more difficult for them.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're completely
make it a tough shot.
Oh yeah. Make everything tough. When did you have that game or just kind of those moments where you were like, okay, like I could play with these people. I belong in this league. Like I can do X, Y, Z to show why I'm here as well.
I think the first big game that I had like a double-double of like 15 and 17. And I remember that game being so, like I just felt really dominant and the numbers showed it. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. It was more like a comfort thing. But like my 3-pointers were just not falling in my first year. It was horrible. I thought this is horrible. The world is going like I can't shoot.
Yeah.
But exactly. Just finding the confidence within the work you put in. Really, truly. That is that. So I always relied on, hey, I was shooting extra, so there's nothing else I can do. I will keep shooting.
At some point it's bound to fall. It's bound.
Yeah, it will go in.
Yeah, please. Your sister, Nyara, plays for Liberty, also played at Oregon. What has it been like as an older sister, watch your younger sister go through her journey and get to be her support system as she goes through it?
I'm so proud. And I'm so proud that she's going her own way and that she's doing so many things on like such a successful level. The injuries that she had to overcome, she handled it with so much poise and grace that it doesn't seem like she had to go through so much. And when she moves, when you see her on the court, it just looks like, yeah, this is why she's here and this is why she belongs because she's just so good. So me as the older sister, I'm just proud to watch. Like it's so cool to see her journey start now. And I already know, in 5 years, hopefully we'll be at All-Star together.
Yeah, I mean, you really never know that she had the injuries. Like she moves so smooth. She does everything.
Yeah.
It looks so great.
Yeah.
which is really exciting to see. Just talking about your time in Dallas, you've had, I want to say, Coach Trammell is your third head coach in 4 seasons in Dallas. So how have you seen the franchise change throughout your time there?
So much. And I think I've really grown up, and Dallas has also grown up because now we're at such a different level than when we were when I got drafted here. You know, they take care of us. It's so nice. Like College Park Center, we sell it out. The environment is just great. We have a really great family environment, and I think it reflects itself now too in the locker room, you know, and it's just, I think the groundstones for a great culture have been built now, and now we cannot add up to so many more things because it's such a great city. We have amazing fans. Like we're just here hooping, and things they couldn't be better. So it's really great.
One of those other key pieces outside of you is Arike. And so just talk a little bit about the chemistry that the two of you have on the court, because it seems seamless. And Arike's game, there's so much to her game. Like we talked about having the best handle, creating shots, all these different amazing things. So talk a little bit about the chemistry that the two of you have really created in Dallas to now kind of be the cornerstone of the organization.
Yeah, it's so powerful, and it just works. I think we're both so competitive too, and really want to win. And it just kind of fits. It just fits. Now on the court, you have to pay a lot of attention on Arike. Obviously, I benefit from that, and the other way around. So it's always interesting to how I think over the years we've figured out, okay, if the defense moves even a little bit to one person, the other person will get the ball and gets the shot. So it's been good to see that develop because, you know, in the beginning, obviously we had to get used to each other. And now I think we've just played so many years together that it just fits. There's so much experience that comes with it. And again, having the same goal just always helps.
Oh, it makes everything easy.
Yeah.
What a win. Yeah. You're going to put that first. Everything's easy. You know, you talked a little bit about the league. You know, there's been a lot of stuff going on in terms of the chartered flights and the different changes with that. And then obviously a lot of things with fans this season. And people don't really expect us to call things out. You can be, you know, grateful for where you are, us being the WNBA, but also there's still things to grow, right? And you have to focus on that. So what's led you've definitely been someone to be outspoken, which is so inspiring to see, you know, and it really allows other people to speak up. So what's led you to, you know, be comfortable and be proud and honest about these different things that you have to say to better the league that we're in?
I say I've had great people who paved the way.
Yeah.
And, you know, who've made it possible that I can speak so freely and that I am able to demand more.
Yeah.
Because, you know, even with I was in the newer CBA. So other people, you know, they were saying, okay, yeah, we had to share rooms in the hotels. Now, of course, you're happy that you get a hotel room paid for, and you're happy that you spend time with your teammate, but you deserve your own room. And I'm in that CBA where I have my own room, and I love it. I love that privacy. I love the extra time that I have by myself because we're constantly around 20 people.
All the time.
Minimum. All the time. You know, you enjoy your alone time sometimes. So little things like that are just some things that that we were able to demand because other people demanded something else. And it goes all the way to charters, you know, like the league response. If we are vocal, they will not respond if we don't demand for things that we think need to be changed, right? And there's always a player interest and a business side of interest, but finding that equilibrium will make the league just grow even faster because we're able to perform. You know, we're able to feel comfortable and healthy and feel like we get what we deserve as players. But the W also profits because we perform. You know, we put on the highlights. We're the ones performing and working hard and playing the game that inspires so many. So I think we deserve to be in a spot where we ask for things.
We'll head into our last portion here, which is rapid fire questions. We had different guests do.
I hate those.
So it's called our vibe check, and I believe that you're going to do great. We've had a lot of different guests do different things, so I believe in you.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so starting with this year's draft, who was dressed at this year's draft?
Who was one of the rookies that was dressing? Shoot me some names.
You could say Haley.
I could really say you because you do. Yeah, you do dress. You do dress. And I do follow you, so I feel like, yeah, I like your outfits.
Appreciate it.
It's you, girl. It's you, girl.
Appreciate it. Okay, so a lot of people have said you for this question, but who's best dressed in the league?
You know what? I'm giving it to Diamond because the way she didn't play too much in the league, but I'm giving it to Diamond. Every time she steps in the locker room, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's a fit.
And then me.
Okay. I love that. So what's a drill that you never want to see on your practice plan?
You know the drill when Kobe ran like to the half court and then defended all the way back.
Oh, yeah.
And then ran to the half court.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like 8 times. I just don't want to see that.
Oh, that sounds awful. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Skip that one. Game-winning shot or game-winning block?
Game-winning shot. Okay. Game-winning shot, but it's a great feeling.
Okay. And one or three-pointer?
And one.
All right. What is the toughest place to play in the W?
Connecticut.
Oh, yeah. It gets right.
Yeah. It's a casino. It's a casino.
It's a party. What's your go-to trash talk line?
It wasn't even like that.
I'm weak. Okay.
It's passive aggressive.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. It's something calm, but like you still feel me. I got you.
Like
all right. Who's the biggest trash talker in the league?
Do we want to start something?
We want to start.
Diana, but in a funny way.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. I love DT.
Okay. Who's the hardest player you've had to guard?
I would say Asia.
Okay. Yeah. Who's got the best handles?
Enrique.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of Enrique.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest flopper in the league? Another question to start things, but we've got a good few answers here.
Benigno Laney.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
What's your biggest basketball ick?
Flopping.
Oh, yeah. The worst.
It's just, why? And I think you should really they should start finding people for flopping.
Yeah, 100%. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. Country that you haven't played in, but want to.
You know, I would love to play in Nigeria one day.
Okay. That's good.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Nigeria or Senegal. Senegal is closer to home.
Okay. So either of the two. Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you guys have a lot of different jersey ways at Oregon, all different colors. So what was the best jersey colorway at Oregon?
We had this black jersey our last year with puddles on the side of our thigh.
Oh, wow.
And puddles big on our chest, and it was so fire. Like it kind of reminded me of like Jamaica duck.
Okay.
You know, that was the vibe, and that was the best jersey we had.
Jamaica and Eugene. Love it.
Yeah, mom.
Then who's your GOAT?
Maya Moore.
Okay. And then best impersonation of Coach Trammell.
Oh man, this is so good. I just want to give her a chest bump.
Oh my God. That's what Natasha said. She said she's always down to chest bump somebody.
Always. And she got some power.
I love that. Okay. Yes. But this has been so amazing having you on, Satou. It's always wonderful to chat.
Well, thank you. It's always great to see you too. It's so funny when we were both just subbed in. We were just both on the sidelines.
Oh my gosh, your hair looks so cute. How are you?
Your hair looks great. I almost had me so pressed too, and I was thinking about you.
Oh my gosh, love it. Okay, this has been amazing, and thank you everybody for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of Sometimes I Hoop. Catch me and Satou this Friday night, battling it out.
Playoff round 1.
Round 1.